Something that can be really hard for us is when life doesn't go the way that we expected. Like when we don't get a job that we really thought we were going to get, or when a relationship that we believed was going to last falls apart, or when a financial plan that we thought was solid fails. And when these kinds of things happen, we often hear people saying with shock and disbelief and even devastation in their voice, "I never thought this would happen. I never expected to be in this place." But expectations are kind of funny things, aren't they? Really, they're just things that we think or want or hope will happen. They're not guarantees. In fact, they're often things over which we have little or limited or no control at all. And yet it can be so easy for us to get our hearts set on the things that we expect. And I really believe that control is actually a key issue when it comes to expectations. Our expectations are often based on thinking we're in control, when in reality there isn't actually all that much in this life that we're truly in control of. But it's easy for us to fall into this trap of thinking that we are in control, and when we do, we set ourselves up for a fall. The book of James speaks to this. James 4:13 through 15 says, "Now listen, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go to this city or that, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow? What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that." James is reminding us here that we are in fact not in control in this life. In fact, he says that we really have so little control that we're kind of like in the larger scale of the universe, like a mist that just appears for a few seconds and then vanishes. So because of that, James is warning us against the mistake of believing that we're in control and of getting so caught up in our expectations that we begin to believe that they are guaranteed and set our hearts on them. This is exactly how we set ourselves up for a fall. Because it's only a matter of time before something is going to happen that reminds us, often in a painful way, that we are in fact not in control. And often, the more in control that we believed we were, the more painful it is for us to reckon with the fact that we aren't. James is also warning us against making this mistake of thinking that we're in control, because when we think we're in control, we begin to plot the course of our lives, and we're no longer living by faith. But notice that James doesn't say that since we're not in control, we shouldn't work or have goals or make plans. No, in fact, he says that we should do these things, but that when we do, we should remember that God is in control. And we should hold our plans, our expectations loosely, knowing that they may not come to be, not setting ourselves up for a fall. And by faith, we need to remember that even when things don't go the way that we expected, again, God is still in control and will take care of us. The promise is not that we will get everything that we expect or we want, but that God will take care of us and will give us what it is that we truly need.